Welcome back. Day 3 of training camp is down. And, put the shoulder pads on today. We got a little more banging in. Got a chance to focus on the run game a little bit more. We got the third down situations a little bit today. Keep pushing the players a little bit further along. I think our work ethic and focus at practice has been pretty good. We're getting a lot of reps. We're out there pushing them, going pretty fast, and they've embraced that. And I think they expect it and know how we want to practice right now, so I'm excited about that. With that, go ahead and open up for any questions you guys have.
Chris, you had said defensive coordinator would be the hardest job for you to hire. Now that the season's a month away, how involved do you anticipate being there compared to how involved you'll be on offense and special teams?
I'm going to be involved in defense and special teams. That's where I can bring the biggest value to the football team. Been coaching defense my whole life, and I know how I want it to look, and that's why I hired the defensive staff that I hired. I think we worked well together. We're all on the same page. We don't think alike exactly yet, but we're not far from that. So I think it's a nice mix, and I like the room, but I'm going to be heavily involved in defense.
Will Jay call the plays?
Yeah, Jay will call, but it's a great staff, and if you have a great staff, everybody has input. Everybody works together to bring the whole picture together. And, Jay will have final say on Saturday, with the defensive call. If there's, a time that I feel like, I want to add input, I will. And Jay and I are on the same page with that. But he's a defensive coordinator, and I've hired him to do that job.
What's Darius' participation level for 3 days?
He's got practice every day. He picks and chooses the drills that he can get the most return out of his investment on. But he's looked good. He's running around well. He says he feels well. Getting a little bit sore, which is to be expected. Everybody's a little bit sore right now, but he's done a nice job. Looked good.
So after 3 days of practice, how does the defense look?
We're making progress. I think the defensive line is definitely our strength. It was when we came out of spring. It is going into training camp and still is after 3 days. I think our secondary is much improved. I like the way we challenge balls. We understand coverages. The adjustments are easy. We don't panic. When we're going against a no-tempo offense, it happens a lot. And I think the linebackers have improved a lot. Now, again, you didn't hear me once say we're good yet, but we've improved. And as long as we continue to do that over the next 26 practices, I'll be hopefully happy when it's over.
Coach, what have you seen out of the quarterbacks through the first 3 days?
Goods and bads. We're better than what we were at the end of spring collectively as a quarterback group, but for us to be able to say we got a quarterback that we feel good about going out to win with right now, still too inconsistent, but we are a lot better as a group. I mean, we've talked about it already about what Zach Allen did to the room by bringing him in, the competitive spirit that all those guys have demonstrated so far. They're focused when we go out to practice, not necessarily perfect, but they're trying to get us in and out of the right plays, execute their offense the right way. They're trying to improve their decision making out there and protect the football and trying to earn the trust of others. And I see that happening, but we got a long way to go there before we say, hey, this guy or that guy is going to be starting quarterback.
Should we read into, if he's the one doing the inside handoff drills, Laviano, or he's the first quarterback in for 11-on-11? Do we read in?
No, I mean, that's how we started, and that's how we're continuing. That hasn't changed yet after 3 days.
That's what I was going to ask. Do they get identical workloads? Like one guy does one thing, then the next guy does the next same thing?
When you look at the breakdown of plays that all four of the top 4 quarterbacks have had, it's almost identical through the 3 days of practice. When you look at their grades, they're very close. It might be a play here or a play there that has separated guys, but it's all pretty close and pretty competitive. So nothing's changed since day one.
Go ahead.
Najee Clayton's the guy who made a switch to linebacker, obviously, this season. What's he looking like?
He's looking great. He's put on a lot of weight. He's trying to play himself into shape right now. He's 227, 228 pounds right now. It's way heavier than what he's ever been. I mean, he looks like a linebacker now, which I like. Now he's got to continue to play himself into shape. Play like one, but I like what he's doing out there. He's physical. He reacts pretty quickly to things that he sees. He's making plays in the run game and the pass game, and I think he's got a great upside and great potential.
Are you surprised that he was able to kind of make that transition so quickly, or?
No, not at all. I mean, I think Jay does a great job of coaching the linebackers and teaching them our scheme and our system, but Najee's been locked in and focused since we showed up here, and when we talked to him about that move, he was all in. And he spent a ton of time watching videotape of himself and other people to try to learn the position. And He's been studying his responsibilities. He's done a really nice job so far through 3 days.
What the middle linebacker in this defense? What set fronts, call plays, kind of thing, and what makes Deontay a good fit for that?
All of the above. He does all of it, and he's just got to be the calming force out there for the defense when things are a little rocky. He's got to bring them together and provide leadership. Also, he's got to be tough. Also, the middle linebacker is not an easy position, and be involved in a lot of contact and a lot of plays. You got to be tough. But of all the linebackers that we have shuffled around since last spring, we've kind of settled that he gives us the best opportunity in there to play the Mike linebacker and do the things we want the Mike linebacker to do. You know, kind of like what I talked about some of the other positions. You know, I didn't say he was perfect or where he needs to be yet, but right now he's demonstrated the characteristics that give us the best chance to win at that position.
And if we're going to go across all three starters, we might have well Trevor. I think if memory serves me correctly, he kind of came on the second half of spring camp.
His spring was okay. It wasn't great. He learned the position a little bit. He's had a great summer. He's changed his body. He's put on a lot of weight. He was really light in the spring. Didn't know how to play linebacker much. Didn't know the defense very well. Got better as the spring went on. He's had a solid start to training camp. He's got a long way to go. But all three of those guys, probably I could say the same thing about all three of them. Najee's probably the closest to being game ready of the three, but all three of them have a long way to go as a unit, and they're working extremely hard though, and the improvements that they've made since last spring have been remarkable. But again, like the whole football team, we got a mountain to climb at that position.
What does TJ have to do to get in that mix?
Well, he's still coming off the injury. He was not healthy in spring. He's running a lot better right now than he did in the spring. Summer was good for him, got in a little better shape, and got his body right a little bit better. He just has to learn the plays and be consistent, you know, is the number one thing.
I don't think we'll talk to you before Saturday. What should fans expect on Saturday? Is that a true scrimmage?
It is going to be a true scrimmage. It's open up to fans for a couple of reasons. One, to give the fans a chance to come see us, but more importantly, to hopefully create a little bit of environment for our offense or quarterbacks in particular to go out and practice and scrimmage in front of people. That's really what I want to do. It's one thing to go out and practice, you know, on a practice field with nobody out there. It's a whole nother to go out there when there's new eyes on you. I want to see how we respond to that.
Any other questions, guys?
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys.